I can't. Did you see last night's episode of Loki? Episode 4. Freaking amazing. Just when I think they couldn't blow my mind anymore, Marvel went and did it. So fair warning to those who haven't seen it yet, I will be discussing a lot of spoilers in this clip. So if you haven't seen it, you've been warned. So after this latest episode, it just got me thinking, why are the Lokis such a threat to the timeline? Why are they being hunted? Now, throughout the episodes, we've gotten a couple of hints from Mobius that this variant Loki isn't the first Loki that they've gotten their hands on. If anything, it sounds like he's one of many that Mobius has encountered. Which leads me to think that whoever is really behind these timekeepers or time fakers, whoever's behind this must be really afraid of Loki. So we still don't know who our villain is. We were led to believe that it was kind of the timekeepers, then Ravonna Renslayer is kind of being a little bit of a brat here. And she's kind of coming to the surface as our villain, but I still don't think she's the main villain. I still feel there's someone behind her pulling these strings. There's two people at this point that I think could possibly be our villain. First is Kang. I feel like that's our brand new Mephisto for this whole series. And then second, I think it might be another variant of Loki. It seems like the whole theme of this show has not only been Loki being on a road to self-discovery, self-love, etc., but also Ego proving who is the superior Loki. So with that being said, I'm thinking it might be a variant Loki who is in charge of this whole thing, who is afraid of all the other Lokis, or maybe not afraid, but is concerned with these Lokis banding together, or one of these Lokis uprising, possibly Sylvie, and proving themselves to be the superior Loki and messing up whatever plan he has going on. Or it's possible that the same thing could be with Kang. Maybe he's afraid that one of these Lokis, or has seen somewhere in some timeline that one of these Lokis is gonna come for him and ruin his plans. And as much as whoever is behind this is putting so much effort in trying to get rid of our Lokis, as Loki has said before, Lokis don't die, they survive. And in this episode, we see why whoever's behind this should be very afraid of these Lokis getting together. There was this one moment between Sylvie and Loki right before Lamentis was about to face its destruction, where they were having kind of a little bit of a romantic moment there. And the TVA got to see this straight up spike start happening, branching off the timeline. And if two Lokis alone can create that, imagine what happens when a lot of Lokis come together. I mean, it's definitely a reason for the TVA to be scared. And judging by that post-credit scene that happened with this episode, they're gonna have to deal with at least 6 Lokis at this point, which I can't imagine what kind of chaos they'll bring to this storyline. There's this line that Sylvie says. She says, the universe wants to break free, therefore it's manifesting chaos, or something like that. So it makes me think, was the sacred timeline never meant to be one? Whoever was responsible maybe just forced this timeline together, and when you force things, eventually they're going to break apart, and these Lokis are what are going to cause this to break apart. Initially, I thought that the whole point of Mobius and Loki getting together was to try and keep the sacred timeline together. Based off the Doctor Strange movie, I kind of figured that they weren't going to be successful. But now, after being a couple episodes in, especially this last episode, I don't think Loki's goal is going to be keeping the sacred timeline together, rather be the catalyst that breaks it apart. So with only 2 episodes left, I can only imagine the insane amount of chaos that the Lokis are going to get into. And honestly, I can't wait to see them burn that mother effing timeline down. Go Team Loki!